Welcome to Life Extension Live, and on today's show, we're going to talk about vinegar. I'm so excited to talk about this because I love to use vinegars in a lot of recipes and stuff. It's been around for millennia, really, when it comes to the culinary sciences, but there's more interest now because there are some pretty cool health benefits. And so on today's show, I'm here with Holly Ryan, a registered dietitian, and we're going to talk about popular types of vinegars, their health benefits, and then we're going to have a demo with ice cream. So you want to stick around for that. Holly, welcome back.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
So vinegar, this is, it's trending, I think, right? All these different types out there. So why don't we just start off first and let's educate the audience about what is technically a vinegar?
Yeah, so vinegar, it's called a sour wine, right? It's gone through a double fermentation process, and I'll tell you a little bit about the food science behind that. So first, you have to have a medium that contains some type of sugar in it, right? So grapes, apple, grain. So what happens is the yeasts that are naturally occurring in our environment consume the sugar and produce alcohol.
Okay.
That's step one of the fermentation.
I think most people are familiar with that part.
Right. So then after that, another microorganism present in the environment, Acetobacter, which is a bacteria, then consume the alcohol and produce acetic acid. That's where we get vinegar.
Acetic acid, yeah. And I think technically to be called a vinegar, the acetic acid level has to be between 4 and 8%, right?
That's right. So FDA guidelines, there's a given range for something to be qualified as a vinegar between 4 and 8%, and really you don't want more than 8% because that will burn your mouth.
That's too acidic. Yeah, you can't do that.
acidic.
Yeah. All right, so we have some really popular ones here. Let's go ahead and start on my end because I have two favorites up here. Oh, no, I actually have three.
Yeah.
But let's start with one at the top of the list for sure,
Yeah.
I think for most people.
Right.
Balsamic vinegar. What makes balsamic vinegar balsamic vinegar?
Yeah, so balsamic vinegar is produced in Italy, specific regions in Italy that grow the grapes, and then you have a few different varieties. Now, Dr. Mike, what if I told you you may have never actually tried real, authentic balsamic vinegar?
I'll believe you because I've been tricked so many times. So yeah, I have no problem believing that I'm not doing balsamic vinegar.
Yeah, so what I mean by that is the real traditional produced balsamic vinegar, it can actually cost over $100 per bottle. And there's some reasoning behind this. It could take at least 12 years to produce, sometimes even 25 years to produce. And what happens is they take something called grape must, which is crushed grapes, the skin and the seeds, all different
all
parts.
of it.
Yeah, all different parts of the grapes. And then they age it in progressively smaller wooden barrels, different types of wood, which helps develop complexity, flavor. It changes the viscosity. It becomes more dense.
And and they do that for 12 years for that top one.
That's right.
And that's $100.
Yes.
I have definitely never done that.
Yeah, unless you go to kind of your like gourmet market specialty store, you're really not going to even see that. But it's in a special like tear-shaped bottle if you happen to go to one of those stores. But most
Makes
likely,
me want to try it, kind of. But.
Me too. I'm pretty curious.
So then obviously we have ones a little lesser ones in that, right? So what do we have here?
Yeah,
Where does this one fall?
What we have here today is something in the moderate mid-range. Now, it is also produced in Italy, and it's Balsamic Italy of Modena, and you can see there's a stamp here that signifies the geographical location. So that is what you want to look for. The first ingredient is grape must.
And that's what you want to see first.
You want to see that. That's a good sign. And then
that stamp.
The stamp. And the second ingredient is wine vinegar, 6% acidity. So what they're doing is they're cutting the grape must,
with something else.
With vinegar.
Right, okay, all right.
But it is aged, sometimes 60 days versus like the 12 years. So you're getting something in between there.
Okay, so this would be considered pretty good.
It's considered a good type.
Right.
Now, compared to, let's say, like a mass-produced balsamic vinegar, which sometimes it's very watery, it has some additives, it's not going to contain grape must as the first ingredient. So that type, typically probably $3 a bottle versus this you're going to get for like $15, $20 a bottle.
And then the big one for 100. Woo!
100,
I bet most people have not done that.
Right.
But I am interested. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Again, very common, sherry vinegar. Again, what makes sherry vinegar sherry vinegar?
So sherry itself, it is actually a spirit with vinegar. So
like vodka.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah, so it's a fortified wine, right? So it's a wine distilled with a spirit added. Now, like the Italian balsamic, the sherry vinegar has a regional designation as well, and that is from Spain. But this one we have here today, I wasn't able to find that because I just went to a regular grocery store. So this one is from California, but it is 6% acidity. So getting up there, kind of that higher range.
That 4 to 8% is the range. This is on the higher end. Okay.
That's right. But if you do find the one from Spain, you'll actually see it could be even 7% acidity.
Okay, so it gets pretty high.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Pretty high on that one.
And that's important. We'll talk about why that's important coming up when we get to the health benefits. Moving on then to the next one here. So balsamic is probably my number one. Right, I love it with salads and stuff like that. Right, vinaigrettes.
Yeah, you could even put it on some steak.
Oh yeah,
interesting uses.
Now you're gonna start getting me hungry. Let's slow down now. I don't really use that, but rice wine vinegar I do because I love summer rolls, and you can make a great dip with rice vinegar. Absolutely.
So it's a staple in Japanese cuisine. It is on the sweeter side, but it is also on the lower acidic side. So this one is 4.3% acidity. And because of that, you will get some of that. It's not as sour, a little bit of sweetness.
So the balsamic we said was around 5, right? That's 5% acidic?
Yeah, 5.
Acidic acid. 6 to 7. 6 to 7 and 4. Okay.
Right.
So if you're going to go by acidic acid levels and health reasons, we're already more on this side of the table, I guess, so far.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's go on then. Now, probably the most common, most people probably have this in their home, right?
Yeah.
It's the red wine vinegar. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so red wine vinegar, it comes from red wine, and if you want to kind of go to that specialty store and do some label reading, you may find it similar to as if you were shopping for wine. You may see that it discloses what type of grapes it is derived from, which will change the flavor profile a little bit. Otherwise, it's probably just a blend of grapes.
Oh, so it doesn't have to be a specific strain of grape. It can be different kinds or something like that.
Yeah.
Giving it different taste,
exactly.
flavor. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this one is 6% acidity. This is a little bit probably more of a quality one. It says product of Italy, and but you may see a little bit lower acidity with some of those blends.
It has such a great color.
It does.
Right? It's very inviting.
Yeah.
Like you want to use it, right? All right, let's go to the next one. This one I use to clean out my AC unit to keep mold from growing. And I think most people use this as a cleaner. Mm-hmm. It's simply the distilled white vinegar, right?
That's right. So distilled white vinegar, it's a grain alcohol, comes from a grain. I use it to clean my coffee maker and my microwave.
Right.
But for cooking purposes, it does have actually a lot of diverse culinary and cooking purposes. So you could use it for pickling. So this one is great for when you want the acid but not the flavor. Because some of these other fruit-derived ones, you're going to get that sweetness, you're going to get some other flavor profiles. This is going to be, it's 5% acidity. You're going to get that acid, so pickling. But you could also use it to make a more uniform poached egg and some other interesting purposes.
And I know, too, if you're doing a fatty meal and you don't want to change the flavor of that fatty meal, a little bit of the white vinegar can cut that, right?
Exactly.
And what that means is you can eat more of it, right? When you cut the fat, you can eat more of the fat. That's why we like it so much.
Creates more balance. Yeah. Let's say that.
Okay, let's say it that way. Then we get to the last one here. I know years and years ago, Holly, apple cider vinegar was just like all over the place, right? It was considered the best out there, the most healthiest vinegar. Tell us about apple cider vinegar. How does this become apple cider vinegar?
Yeah, so whole apples are crushed and pressed, and it undergoes that fermentation process. So an intermediate would be like a hard cider. So apple cider vinegar, it works great in a lot of fall dishes, barbecue sauce, just to add a touch of sweetness, that apple flavor. Now, one of the unique things and why it gained so much popularity is because you can see this sediment here. I shook it up a little bit earlier, but there's some sediment at the bottom, and what that is the acetobacter, the acetobacter, the bacteria we mentioned earlier. The acetobacter is still present in here because it's considered a raw unfiltered vinegar.
Is that what they call the mother?
That's called the mother.
Okay.
Yes. So
So you want to see the strands, right? Because that's going to tell you it's unfiltered. You're going to get the probiotic, and that's all good stuff.
yeah, exactly. So that would be a little bit of an added benefit, is that probiotic content. Now, it is not so vinegar in general is not really technically considered a probiotic food. The reason for that, even though it does contain probiotics, it's difficult to quantify how many live microorganisms are present in here. So that's the only kind of caveat there.
Well, but a lot of people like to get their probiotics, and if you're one of them, let us know in the comments, from more of the natural food sources, the fermented food sources and stuff, versus a capsule.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it all adds up, right? So if we're eating yogurt, if we're eating some unfiltered vinegar, it adds up. But it can be difficult to obtain enough of that probiotic content in the diet alone to really get enough. That's the issue we run into.
I love using this in my slow cooker pulled pork recipe.
There you go.
It really does. I add it with the barbecue sauce, and it cuts that a little bit and gives a little flavor. It's really good.
That sounds delicious.
So there you go. These are the most popular vinegars that are out there. And different uses for them. Let's get to the health benefits, though, because that's really what's kind of trending now, right? Is vinegar's healthy for you? Now, I will say, and let's just get this out up front, there's not a lot of vitamins and minerals in this,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah.
And that leads us to think, like, okay, so what makes it healthy if there's not really a significant amount of those vitamins and minerals? So what it comes back to is the acetic acid content itself. So researchers are finding that the acetic acid has been shown to be beneficial for blood sugar regulation.
Yeah. And based on that, again, 5%, 6 to 8, 4, 6.
5, 6.
So
five,
so here, the red, the sherry, the balsamic, those are going to be your better choices. The apple cider vinegar is around 5.
Yeah, so interestingly, so that one's, these two are both 5. So it depends what perspective.
Oh, the white's 5 too?
It is.
Oh, that's surprising. Okay.
Yeah, it depends what perspective you're looking at. If you're looking at the acetic acid content, you can look at it that way. But then another thing to consider, like we mentioned, is the probiotic content. Choosing a raw, unfiltered one if you're looking for that. And then also, because these are derived from things like grapes and apples, you're going to get some of those polyphenols and active compounds found in those fruits that are beneficial for us. They carry over to the final product. So organic acids, polyphenols, interestingly.
A lot of it comes back to the polyphenols, right? We know that from olive oils.
Exactly.
We're really learning that those are really providing the longevity benefits.
Yeah, I mean, listen.
Just overall good health benefits, yeah.
Vitamins, minerals, very important for us, but let's not forget those polyphenols.
Right. So acidic acid levels, polyphenols, maybe some probiotics, that's where we're gaining most of these benefits. I think what most people are familiar with, or at least what's trending the most out there, is vinegars for blood sugar. And there is some research, right?
There is. So that is among the, it's been researched for things like weight management, cholesterol, and then blood sugar, but the stronger studies are on the blood sugar support. So the way this works, it inhibits alpha amylase, which is an enzyme that breaks down carbohydrates. That's the first step. So it inhibits that enzyme. It increases glucose uptake.
Right.
So there's a few mechanisms they're identifying, to why this is helping the blood sugar.
And most of this is coming from the acidic acid, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So we have a study here, a 2021 meta-analysis. It included 16 different studies involving 910 participants. So they looked at kind of a broad range, so between 750 and 3,600 milligrams of acetic acid
That is
daily.
a big range, yeah. Because it's multiple studies.
Multiple studies.
Right, okay.
So to help kind of quantify this a little bit, so to give you an example for reference, a tablespoon of a 5% apple cider vinegar provides 750 milligrams of acetic acid.
Okay.
So the range was 750 to 3,600. So that's 1 tablespoon providing the 750.
Right. So it gives you an idea of how much you would have to actually take to get some of these benefits. And so what was the result overall?
Yeah, so overall, they did find that it helped improve blood glucose and actually healthy triglyceride levels.
There you go. So there is some science, several studies actually showing some benefit of the acetic acid from vinegar in supporting healthy blood sugar levels. Very impressive stuff. I have to, before we get into the ice cream demo, which is what I'm excited about, What do you think out of all this? What's the healthiest out there?
So, it depends what you're using it for. If you're looking for the healthiest one, consider the acetic acid content on that higher range, 5, 6, 7%, it's going to give you more of the acetic acid. If you're looking for that added probiotic value, choose the raw, unfiltered type. And then, balsamic is going to have a lot of that great residual compounds found in grapes that so you get those polyphenols as well. And then cooking purposes, if you're pickling, if you don't want the flavor, if you're cleaning.
If you're cleaning.
Yeah, so.
That's great, yeah. Love this. This is great information. So now, by the magic of video and production, we're going to have an ice cream demo with balsamic vinegar. Vinegar, right?
Let's try it.
Let's do it. All right, here we go. We got our ice cream demo with some balsamic vinegar. We have two versions here. So what are we going to do?
Yeah, so usually when you do this, and I've never tried this before, but typically with that expensive version, because it's so thick, you could actually just put it on the ice cream.
$100 bottle.
The $100 one.
Right, okay.
We don't have that today, but we do have a close alternative, which is the balsamic glaze. It has that viscosity, it has that thickness. So we're going to use that today to try it out.
Well, let's go. You do yours and I'll
right.
do mine. Yeah, I don't think I would want to use that $100 bottle on ice cream. I'm not sure that goes well. Or it seems like that should be for something expensive.
Yeah.
All right, look at that.
Okay, let's try it.
Oh, you're not doing enough. What are you doing?
Well, I'm a little apprehensive. It's not chocolate syrup, Dr. Mike.
We're gonna pretend like it is.
Okay.
All right, let me have a taste here. It's great. It is almost chocolatey.
Wow.
That
is good.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I can now say I would recommend it.
Alex! Where's Alex? Alex, come here, try. Alex is our coordinator. Guess what?
It adds a little bit of tartness,
It's
because,
really good.
yeah,
Robson, you're going to love this.
it's good.
Later.
Really good, right?
Pretty good, right?
Yeah. There you go. So try some vanilla ice cream with balsamic syrup.
Maybe you'll cut the glucose.
I could eat this whole thing, but I won't.
It's that good.
Right. So don't forget. There you want to see there? There we go. Is that a good shot for you, Hannah? There you go. All right. So don't forget. We have you wrote an article.
Yes, so I talk about 12 different types of vinegar in the article.
Okay, so that's at lifeextension.com/vinegar, article by Holly Ryan. Check that out. And while you're there at Life Extension, our sponsor would like to give you a nice little discount. So go ahead and shop around. When you get to checkout, just put in LE Live in the discount code, and you'll get 10% off, $50 or more plus free shipping and handling. It's pretty good, right? That's at lifeextension.com. And if we go live every Wednesday at 12 Eastern Time, so whatever channel you watch us on, ring bells, subscribe, do whatever you have to do so you never miss a show. That's Wednesdays, 12 noon Eastern Time. Holly, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Dr. Mike, and we'll see you next time.